Hey guys, this is Mr. Blanco with the choir check-in of the day. I noticed that I'm not doing a lot of singing lately, so today's choir check-in is going to be singing. Just kidding, that would be annoying. But today I do want to take a couple of minutes just to explain a little bit of things that were talked about in the choir officers, and explain a little bit more for those of you who are going to be making choir officer videos today or tomorrow of what those jobs are going to entail, because they're going to be a little bit different than they were last year. Every year we try to make the officers a lot more effective, and we give you more and more responsibilities. All right, so let me go over those officers positions and just to kind of give you a little bit of some insight into what they're going to be, so you can include that in your officer electoral video. All right, so the president and vice president, they are going to be mainly doing the same things that they did last year, except the responsibilities that the social chair had this year are going to be given back to the president and vice president, meaning that they are going to be the ones that are responsible for planning all of the events, namely the Halloween party, the Christmas party, and any other events that we are going to be having during the next year. They will be the ones that are going to be spearheading those events and coordinating all the different things, the food and what we're doing and making those events and all that kind of stuff. So that's what the president and vice president do. They also control the reminds, and they are supposed to be the first people to ask questions for any kind of thing that's happening. So the vice president and the president need to be up on all the things that are happening, not only in the varsity mixed choir, but in all the other choirs as well. All right, so in your video, make sure that you tell us how you have done that in the past or are planning to do that in the future. Then there is the librarian position. Now, the librarian position in the past has not been quite successful. We've either had somebody leave in the middle or the beginning of the year, or just we haven't had a lot of training. But we're hoping that this year the librarian position goes to somebody who is, number one, organized. Number two, is going to be also on the ball for making sure that all of the music is getting filed in the correct place, which means that you're going to have a Charms login, and that you'll be able to get all of the music that it should be refiled in the correct placement. This next year, we're also going to give you the added responsibility of keeping track of all of the copies. So if there's a piece of music that we need more copies for, that you'll be able to in a timely manner communicate that to either me or Miss Davis so we can get more copies. So the little hanging folder thing that's in the back of the room, that'll be your job next year, to the librarian, to make sure that's organized and that they're all in the same in the right places. So basically, if anybody says they need another copy of a piece of music, we're going to ask you, well, do we have another copy? And so that'll be the librarian's position next year. All right, then there's also we took the social chair and we've made it into something called the social media chair. All right, we do have an Instagram that is now being controlled by Miranda Cazares, and we've been making posts on that Instagram. But anything that goes on social media will be controlled by the social media chair. So that means the social media chair will have to go to all of the events, all of the concerts, all of the parties, all of the get-togethers. You'll need to be there so you can document, possibly even be the one to suggest that we take group pictures and get the news out of all the different things that we're doing. All right, I think the social media chair more and more every year will get more and more exciting, the more that you have more ideas. So here's what me and Miss Davis are looking for, and possibly other people, is those people who are wanting to do the social media chair. I want to see what things that you've done in social media. Your video probably needs to pop a little bit more than other people's, because social media chair is probably going to have to be familiar in using the video software that's out there, all the different apps that all the cool little things you can do with video editing. We want to know, because that would be a really important part of the social media chair. Do you actually know how to make a presentable video of different things and how to edit things and how to make things look cool. So that's the social media chair. That's what I'll be looking for. I don't want to see a regular video. I want to see a good video for you, and maybe give us some examples on some of the things that you've posted on social media and what they look like, so you make us look good. All right. And then the equipment officer. The equipment officer is going to be doing all the things they did last year, setting up and taking down. You'll be taking point on that. You aren't going to be the only person that does that, but you'll be the person responsible of directing people and knowing what to do and how to get that equipment to the different places, in charge of the storage of those things and knowing exactly what equipment that we have and what equipment we need, communicating that to us so that we can order all the different things that we need to. Then the other thing that we are going to be adding to the equipment chair is responsibility of all the equipment for all of the fundraising that's going to be happening. Okay, so that means that the fundraising, so the equipment chair is going to have to get a good team of people, because it's too much stuff for one person to handle. All right, so it's going to be somebody who can also delegate, and you'll be responsible of where all the fundraising materials are going to be and keeping track of how much we have of each thing. So if somebody needs to get something, that they'll be able to know, that we'll be able to go to you to get to know those things. Okay, so I just wanted to take a couple of minutes to go into each one of those things so you have a little bit more of an idea of what to mention in your videos. And we're excited to see those videos and excited for the next new year that's coming up. There's some really exciting things coming down the road. So this is Mr. Blanco with the choir check-in of the day. I think I should have a theme song.